Thank you. Speaking of Big Tony, before I do this next card trick, I want to tell you a story about one of the first times I ever performed it. And it's a true story, but it contains strong language. So I'll do it the way they would on television. I'll use a different word. When I was in my 20s and still lived in New York, one year I was hired to do a show at Umberto's Clam House in Little Italy. The same Umberto's Clam House where Crazy Joey Gallo had been gunned down. The event was the birthday party of the owner, Matty the Horse Ianello, who was later convicted of racketeering and extortion, died in prison. So they introduced me to the birthday boy, who weighed about 300 pounds. They clear a space in front of him, and I do the card trick that I'm going to show you in a moment. And as you're going to see, it involves performing the same magical phenomenon 8 times in a row. So I do it the first time, and Matty, who is surrounded by these very scary-looking men, says to them, "How the freak did he do that?" I do it a second time, and he says, "How the freak is this kid doing that?" By now, it's so quiet that I can hear my own blood circulating. I do it a third time. He goes, "Bang! Will somebody tell me how the freak this kid is doing that?" By now, I'm thinking I may soon be joining Crazy Joey Gallo. And I still have to do this 5 times more. But somehow I get through the trick with Matty getting angrier each time. At the end, I expect him to go, "Nobody fools Matty the Horse 8 times in a row and lives. Just ask Jimmy Hoffa." Instead, he shakes my hand and says, "Kid, that was freaking great." And I was hired to do that show every year after that till I moved out of New York. So I would now like to show you the card trick that I have ever since thought of as my near-death experience. And for this trick, I'm not going to use the deck of cards because in a deck the cards are all alike. Excuse me, in a deck the cards are all different. For this I need cards that are all alike. And these cards are all alike. Every one of these cards is identical, absolutely the same in with one exception. But except for that single 9 of diamonds, these cards are all deuces. They are all black deuces. They are all deuces of clubs, except for the 1 9 at the back. Now, 1 deuce I will place face down. 1 deuce I will place face up, and I will keep alternating between face down deuces, face up deuces. The reason I need so many deuces is that, as you may know, in poker, deuces are wild.